This is the last section, 7.3. The top of the video has just been cut off where it says learning target 7.3 curves of best fit. We got to find the quadratic pattern and also the missing value of y. Now the reason a lot of people struggle on this one is we kind of want to ignore this until the very end. The question's just asking us for a prediction. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go to stat, and I'm going to type in those numbers just like it looks at the table. If you already have any numbers there, just delete them all. So the top row is going to be my first column, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to do the second column, which is the bottom row there, 1, 5, 17, 37, and 65. I'm going to press graph on graph 1 and look at the picture. You can see that it's starting to curve upwards a little bit, so we know this is x squared, although more importantly it says quadratic here anyway. So when I calculate, I just want to make sure I click x squared. And these numbers here, I actually did a screen grab for so you can see them here. So all we're going to do is plug these numbers into this formula. So a is 4, so 4x squared. 0x, technically we could not put anything at all there. And c is 1, which will give us positive 1. Now we go back to the question. The question's asking us, what's the value when we plug in 5 into this value here? Now for our column, this is the top value, so this is our x value, and we're trying to find what the y value is. So plug 5 in for x. Remember when you substitute, you should be putting parentheses around it, just like the formula. And then just use your calculator, and you can get 101. Now some students did notice as well, you can do this by pattern as well. Like this number increases by 4, this one by 12, this one by 20, this one by 28. And they noticed that it was going up by 8 more each time than the previous increase. So you could also do that with this one as well. It goes up by 36. And that would also give you that answer of 101. So very clever for those people that actually notice that pattern for that question. Question 2 gives you an equation, and it asks you when does the horse reach its maximum height and how long is the horse in the air. Now to find that answer we kind of need a picture. Now although this gives us in terms of t, you should probably switch this question. So instead put negative 16x squared plus 16x, and then you'll get this picture here. Now notice what originally was t we called x. So our x-axis is actually our t-axis time. And what we normally call y, we call h of t, and we picked h because that's actually the height. So we can figure out what each of these numbers are actually telling us. So on the picture here, a lot of people, when it said when does the horse reach its maximum height, a lot of people wanted to say 4. That's actually the height the horse reached, but that doesn't tell you when it reached that height. So you've got to read down, find out what this is. So I can see this is 2, so I know that's 1, therefore this must be 1/2. So the answer to 1, part A, was 1/2. And hopefully you can see that picture on the video well. B, how long is the horse in the air? Well, from here, it's jumping up, and it's going back down again until here. So between 0 and 1, so in other words, just 1 second. When we go back to our more traditional question, we're going to type this in just like we did the previous question. Make sure you type the first numbers in column 1, and then the second numbers in column 2. And if you did that, you should have got these horrible numbers. So same as before, you're just going to type in each number, replace each letter with the number. So for A, 4.75, technically we should round up to 4.76, but it doesn't really matter for these questions. This should be close enough for us to figure out the correct answer at this point. 2 decimal places should guarantee you get every question right when you come to do these questions. And also you'll have some multiple choice ones which you didn't have here. If you go to the last question, once again, very similar. We've got another table. You're going to type this one in list 1. You're going to type this one in list 2. And this time they do ask for a prediction. So once you type in, once again, horrible numbers for this. And that's not surprising. That's normally what happens. Once you've got your numbers, just round them to 2 decimal places, or even just take the first 2 decimal places. Once again, this should technically be 86 because this number's 5 or above. And then just plug in that 10. So wherever you see the value of x, you just put 10. And if you put squared, then you should be able to come up with the correct answer, which this time was 576.02. Often on multiple choice, it'll just ask you for which is the closest answer. So particularly for that last section, notice only 4 questions. So take your time while you're doing that. Make sure you get all the numbers put in correctly. And just follow a few of those basic steps. Round numbers to 2 decimal places, substitute numbers with parentheses, and then you should be successful on that last section as well.